Another patch and no changes for Magblade. I don't know how many patches we've gone through. And it's like, can I get some love on some Magblade, please? It's like, I barely see any Magblades as it is in Battlegrounds. It's like the vast majority of the Nightblades that I see in BGs is primarily snipers. Like, I say it every single time I'm streaming. It's like, here's another Nightblade with a bow. Here's another snipe spammer. Here's another light attack poison injection. It's like literally, like the vast, like 90+% of all the people that I see playing Nightblade are Stanblades. They're Stanblades, and not only are just Stanblades, but they're literally just snipers. Literally playing the lowest common denominator build that they can. And it's like, is Magblade gonna get some love? Time after time, originally they made changes to Lotus Fan, and at the very least, it had some damage to it, had a little dot. The dot made no sense because melee Magblade is primarily designed around burst. And then they gave Soul Harvest the cast time, which really kind of fucked over the class in being able to secure kills very quickly. And then they nerfed Lotus Fan, and it was like, but you literally just buffed it. Like, you literally just buffed it. It was shit for like, I don't know how many years. And then they they decided to buff it. And they gave you access to minor vulnerability. Like, no one in PvE uses Lotus Fan. It's primarily a PvP ability to close the gap and put a little bit of debuff on them. And at least the dot, like way back, like 2 patches ago, was like, you know, 15, 16k. Now it's complete shit. Fully buffed. It's like look at the tooltip on this thing. I have fully buffed. I'm like 3,500 spell damage with you know, running dual wield, and this ability hits for shit. Look how much it costs. I'm in full light armor, and it costs 3,550 magicka to deal a fucking whopping 4k with a 5k dot. That's literally 2,500 damage over 10 seconds. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, who thought this was a good idea? I like melee Magblade, like, because Magblades who play like Destro Resto don't use Teleport Strike because they're playing a ranged build. This ability is primarily designed for an up-in-your-face melee build, melee Magblade playstyle, and it's completely shit. It was shit long ago. It got buffed for like half a minute, and then they completely fucking ruined it, and it's back to being shit. It's like, on a melee Magblade, like, the abilities that I have to choose from is between shit Impale and shit Lotus Fan. Impale is completely fucking trash. I don't know how many times where I find people, they're low HP, I burst them down, they get to like sub 20%, and Impale does absolutely nothing. It's shitty fucking damage. Even fully buffed, it's like 5k. It's like a 5k execute, fully buffed. In no CP, it's fucking even less. It's complete shit. So you're literally hitting somebody, even if the tooltip was 5k in no CP. I mean, in no CP. Forget about CP. That means you're hitting somebody with a 2.5k execute. I don't know how many times where I literally get to like 30% HP and a light attack, and I immediately get executed by a Magsorg. It's like a Magsorg only has to take you from 100% down to 75%, and then you just instantly die from their execute. And it's like, my god, Magblade. It's like, Magblade just shit. I rarely see ranged Magblades. I mean, like the Destro Resto Magblades. I rarely see any of them. Since I created this build, I have never seen a melee Magblade in BGs. Never. I literally think on PCNA, I am the only melee Magblade ever. I haven't seen one. And like literally for like a good year, I literally only did BGs and never saw a melee Magblade. I was like the only person that played it. Most of the Magblades that I do see are like the shitters that run Colorians. It's the only way they know how to secure kills is with Zons and Colorians, or with Scoria and Colorians. It's literally Zenimax does all the damage for them. They don't deal any damage. It's just all proc sets with, you know, poisons, Colorians, and then another Helm proc damage, and that's their quote unquote build. and imagining that how makes melee Magblade somehow, or Magblade competitive, literally running 2 sets where ZeniMax deals the damage for you, and then you imagine that your build is complete and that you're competitive and that the class is okay. Magblade, where to begin with Magblade? Talking about cast times on ultimate that saves so many stand blades. I don't know how many times. Literally the only way that I could burst fighting another stand blade was to take them from 100 and immediately burst them down to 0. But now, since Soul Harvest has a cast time, that becomes much harder, because when you're fighting a stand blades cloak so much better than melee Magblade, because they typically, like 99% of them, run with a bow on their back bar. So they just roll dodge, have major expedition, and then cloak. And of course, if they get revealed, they'll just roll dodge again and then recloak. Primarily because the ability that you're going to use to pull Nightblades out is going to be, Inner Light, or you might waste a pot, which is stupid, because the pot is really small and the vast majority of the stand blades are snipe spammers. So they're hitting you from 40 meters away, and then the moment they get spotted, they just cloak. And then if you actually waste magicka to cast Inner Light is 6 meters, right? You can see the tooltip. Inner Light is 6 meters. That is 7 meters, right? So that's all it takes for a stand blade to get out of your quote-unquote counter. You could run the other morph and completely nerf the shit out of your damage by losing the extra magicka, but hey, that's entirely up to you. Lotus fan, I don't understand. For the cost, it deals literally no damage. The extra 8% that you get from the minor vulnerability, it really doesn't matter if the class itself doesn't have damage on top of, to actually make use of the 8% extra damage. I'd rather have the major berserk, minor berserk back on Merciless than be forced into running Lotus fan, because you're literally, it's like, what am I going to put here? Like, most of the times I just run Impale just because, and then I try out Lotus fan and I'm like, God, this ability shit. Merciless needs minor berserk back. It's Magblade, especially melee Magblade, struggles with damage, and it's very easy to dodge the Merciless proc just with a simple roll dodge. I mean, you can just block it and it literally deals no damage. The only damage trying to get this shit to land from range, it's like it has this huge fucking sound, like, here comes my burst, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you just fucking roll dodge, like, gee, thanks, and then you go ahead and go back to your 5 light attack rotation. In terms of concealed weapon, I said concealed weapon is fairly good. What I would like to see on concealed weapon is, if you're using melee weapons, it should deal more damage. The primary reason is because when you're fighting another stand blade who is playing melee, which is very rare, like I said, the vast majority of them are just spam snipe. But when you do actually fight someone, you don't have a weave. Like, you could run a Destro, but then why would you run concealed if you're running Destro? Like, you might as well just go and spam Swallow Soul and light attacks. So in my opinion, what they could have done was, if you're utilizing melee weapons, then concealed weapon deals like X amount of damage. Like, if you're utilizing like dual weapons, something to make it so that it kind of offsets the fact that you're utilizing a melee weapon, because you lose the weave when you use dual wield. You literally lose the weave. You hit for like fucking 800 or something, when you light attack somebody, comparison to utilizing a Destro. Obviously it looks much cooler, but to make use of, since we don't have access to kind of like melee magical weapons, what you could do is you can make it that if you are wielding melee weapons, that you deal more damage. Maybe you deal like 15% more damage to your concealed or something, because like the concealed is okay, but the primary problem is if you're playing that melee Magblade playstyle, you lose quite a bit of the damage because you lose access to the weave. The other problem is the nerf to Swallow Soul makes it really hard to contend as a good spam up. Really doesn't hit all that hard, but my major issue was always the removal of major expedition from cripple, so that you end up getting forced to run either race against time or utilizing channel acceleration for the mobility, which really sucked, because when you were fighting against other stamina builds who like especially like fighting against like a Stamsork or anything with mobility, the way that you would kind of disengage is by utilizing cripple to gain major expedition, but also to root and slow them, so that you don't have to go through this basically two-step of either using racing in time and then bar swapping over and having major expedition. It was kind of like a one-stop shop. Like I said before, I would rather them remove the damage, because the damage is shit anyway. Like the damage on cripple is fucking garbage. I would rather them remove the dot damage, leave the upfront damage, and give me back major expedition. Between that and then, for fuck's sakes, man, remove the cast time from Soul Harvest. It's so fucking clunky to use when you're trying to secure a kill and then you accidentally try to block cancel it, or you try to animation cancel it, and then you realize, oh shit, and then you lose the window where you could actually kill someone. The class is designed for single target burst, and having all of this cast time makes it very difficult for playing that kind of playstyle, which is probably why you don't see that many Stamblades playing melee. Most of them end up playing spamming snipe, because it's literally the lowest denominator. You're literally playing the highest damage for the least amount of risk. So it's like, why would you play a melee build having to deal with cast times when you can just sit there and spam snipe and then throw out a ballista ult that deals ridiculous amounts of damage? I mean, and you don't even have to worry about the cast time. You can sit there and burst or just cloak and fucking walk away, whatever it is. Put a little clip from one of the BGs where I played. Really disappointed that there is nothing, literally nothing, for Magblade in this patch. Like no changes, no buffs, nothing. It was like the class doesn't even exist. And it's really sad to see, because, you know, melee Magblade, I more appreciate the diversity. And like I said, it's since I created this build probably like over a year ago, I haven't seen a melee Magblade ever, like legitimately ever. I've never seen another person play melee Magblade. I mean, when I made my melee Magblade, I think most people were saying it wasn't viable, and it was still very much viable when I originally made this build. And I would say it definitely takes a lot more effort to play melee Magblade, and the reward is just not there. Like for what you can with the type of builds that you can make in ESO, it's like it's almost not even like, why go through like the headache of playing a melee Magblade when there are so many better options just for the playstyle. It is fun to play. I enjoy playing melee Magblade, but they're like much better, much like less builds that require, you know, skill, that just deal way more damage. There's like more like user-friendly builds, and then like the builds that actually require skill just don't deal any damage. Just don't deal enough damage. If only Impale wasn't trash. And then this huge AoE. Look at the size of this fucking Templar AoE, man. I'm coming. What? Come on, man. What the fuck pulled me out of cloak? What the fuck pulled me out of cloak, man? Here, you like them OPM pills, right? 338. The struggle. The fucking struggle that is melee Magblade. I want to buy 4 teammates. I would love to too. Who is snipping me? Probably somebody from the top. Oh, there's just fucking 10 streaks and he's gone. Behind. No, man, I'm pressing cloak. I'm already in front of you. Oh, am I dead? Pop the pot. Gotta watch these procs. Impossible to fucking find the Sandblade. Alright, that's how broken cloak is. That's how broken cloak is on the Sandblade. And they cloak better than a Magblade. Like, he will outcloak me all day, which is the sad part. Can't fucking see. Whew. Almost dead. Need HP. Wish we had a fourth. Wanna buy fourth.